Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Jenn Tran reveals which of her contestants should be Bachelor. ABC has already confirmed season 29 of The Bachelor for 2025. Jenn Tran reveals which contestant from her season should get the lead role. Keep reading for more. What we know about season 29 of Bachelor Nation flagship show. ABC announced a slew of renewals and new shows at the network upfronts in May. They renewed The Bachelorette for season 21, which is currently airing with Jenn Tran as the lead. The network confirmed a Golden Bachelorette spinoff, later announcing Joan Vassos as the lead for the first season. She was a contestant on Jerry Turner's season of The Golden Bachelor, but left the competition early. The Bachelor Nation flagship show also nabbed a renewal. Season 29 of The Bachelor won't air until 2025, likely premiering in January. ABC didn't announce a Bachelor in Paradise renewal at the time, sparking fears it wouldn't be back. However, they have since revealed that the fan-favorite beachy spinoff will return next year. Jenn Tran reveals which of her contestants is Bachelor material. Aside from a probably January 2025 start date, season 29 of The Bachelor is a mystery, but that hasn't stopped fans from speculating about who will lead the show. Some fans already chose Jenn Tran's rejected contestant, Britt Harris, or think Aaron Erb is a strong contender. What does Jenn think? She faced the question head-on during an appearance on Nick Viall's The Viall Files podcast. A clip of the conversation was shared by @Bachelor Nation Scoop on Instagram. The Bachelorette star played coy about which of her contestants has what it takes to be the next Bachelor. She repeatedly dodged the question with an "I don't know." Jenn added that she didn't know if any of the men on her season were standing out enough to be considered for the gig. She simply nodded when the names Devin and Jonathan were thrown into the conversation. Bachelor Nation fans share their thoughts. Bachelor Nation fans took to the comments of the Instagram post to share their thoughts on the next Bachelor. One fan agreed with Jenn Tran that none of her men are right for the role. Jenn Tran, the breakout star of this season's Bachelorette, has always been candid about her journey. As the show neared its dramatic finale, fans couldn't stop buzzing about who might win Jenn's heart. But in a twist no one expected, Jenn shook things up during her press interviews by talking about something entirely different: which of her contestants should be the next Bachelor. In her signature down-to-earth style, Jenn laughed when she first brought up the topic. "It's funny, isn't it? Everyone's always asking who I'm going to pick, but no one's talking about who deserves their own shot at love next. Well, I've got some opinions." The fan favorite had been elusive when discussing her own final pick. But when it came to the next Bachelor, Jenn was crystal clear. She sat down for an intimate conversation, pulling back the curtain on what really went down behind the scenes and why one of her contestants in particular stood out for a future in the spotlight. A glimpse behind the curtain. "I can't say too much," Jenn started, her eyes twinkling mischievously. "I mean, what happens on the show has to stay on the show, at least until the finale airs. But let me tell you, I've been lucky to have an incredible group of guys. Each of them brought something unique to the table, and that's what made this experience so wild and amazing. But if I had to choose someone who's ready to be the next Bachelor, oh, I know exactly who that would be." Fans immediately began speculating online. Was she talking about charismatic Jonathan, who had a way with words and seemed to know just what to say at the right moment? Or perhaps laid-back, easygoing Aaron, who was always there for a laugh but seemed to be searching for something deeper? Or was it charming, unpredictable Eric, whose chemistry with Jenn was undeniable, yet always felt like it was on the verge of something bigger? Jenn let the suspense hang in the air before continuing with a sly grin. "I'll let you guys keep guessing for now, but whoever it is, let's just say there's someone who deserves their own love story." Jonathan, the obvious choice. The first name that came up in conversation was Jonathan Johnson, the suave and confident contestant who had immediately caught Jenn's eye during night one. From their very first conversation, Jonathan had made a big impression, and he quickly became a fan favorite. His chiseled looks and deep, soulful conversations had captivated viewers and left many wondering if he might be the one Jenn chose in the end. But it wasn't just his looks that had people talking. It was the way he carried himself. Jenn reflected on what made Jonathan so special. Jonathan has this calm, steady presence. When the cameras aren't rolling, when things get real, he's someone you can trust to be there. That's what you need in a bachelor. Someone who's grounded, who knows who they are and what they're looking for. But Jonathan wasn't without his complexities. Throughout the season, viewers saw glimpses of vulnerability and hesitation, leaving some to wonder if he was truly ready for a lifelong commitment. Jenn, however, seemed convinced he had what it took. He's the kind of guy who takes things seriously. He's not just here for the fun of it. He's here to find something real. And that's why I think he'd make an amazing bachelor. He's ready to open up. And I think there's so much more to him than people have seen on screen. Aaron, the underdog. Next on Jenn's list of potential bachelors was Aaron, the laid-back charmer with a quick wit and infectious sense of humor. Throughout the season, Aaron's playful nature had earned him a place in Jenn's heart. But it was his deeper side that made him stand out. Aaron's the kind of guy who makes everyone around him feel at ease, Jenn explained. He's got this energy that just pulls you in, and before you know it, you're laughing and having the time of your life. But underneath all that, he's got a lot of heart. He's been through some stuff, and he's ready to find someone who gets him on a deeper level. Jenn believed that Aaron's journey on The Bachelorette had only scratched the surface of what he had to offer. People think they've seen everything there is to see with Aaron, but trust me, there's so much more to him. He's grown a lot during this process, and I think he's finally at a place where he's ready for something real. He'd bring a lot of fun and lightheartedness to a season, but he'd also show people that he's capable of so much more. Eric, the wild card. And then there was Eric, the enigmatic, adventurous contestant who had kept Jenn and the audience on their toes all season long. Eric's fiery chemistry with Jenn was undeniable, but their relationship had been marked by moments of uncertainty and unpredictability. Eric is one of those guys who you can never quite pin down, Jenn said with a laugh. He's full of surprises, and that's what makes him so exciting. You never know what's going to happen next with him, and that's both thrilling and terrifying at the same time. Despite the ups and downs, Jenn had a soft spot for Eric's adventurous spirit. Eric is the kind of guy who lives life to the fullest. He's passionate, he's intense, and he's always looking for the next big thing. But what a lot of people don't see is that he's also looking for something deeper. He wants someone who can keep up with him, but who can also ground him in a way that brings out the best in him. The final verdict. As the conversation wound down, Jenn finally revealed who she thought should be the next bachelor. With a smile, she leaned in and said, "If I had to choose, I'd say Jonathan. He's got the right mix of confidence, vulnerability, and readiness for love. Plus, I think viewers would fall head over heels for him. But honestly, Aaron and Eric are both great choices too. Any of them could carry a season, no doubt about it." Jenn's revelation sent shockwaves through Bachelor Nation, sparking even more speculation about the future of the franchise. But one thing was clear. Jenn Tran had an eye for character, and her choice for the next Bachelor was sure to be a hit.